I have been slightly dreading making this video because I don't do these kinds of videos, but I have an opinion. And like the saying goes, opinions are like everyone has one. I'm going to be kind of rude in this one. Probably not what you're used to seeing from me because I tend to edit out a lot of my controversial statements that I make. But you know what? This is a controversial-ish topic, so we're going to go there. So is luxury YouTube dead? No, not at all. And I guess my most controversial statement is those few of you who are announcing you're leaving the platform or making these statements that luxury YouTube is dead because of X, Y, and Z. You're not getting the views. Nobody cares about your videos. I am the smallest of small channels that hardly anybody watches. So cry me a river that you're getting fewer views. I'm so sorry. Granted, I don't make my living on YouTube. This is something I do for fun. Luxury YouTube is what I do to get away from the mundane and the everyday hassles, I guess, of life. So with luxury YouTube, the funniest thing about this topic was as I watched some videos and the few creators that I guess agree with or thought made really great videos on this topic. Caleb Snell, love his videos, love everything about his channel, but he made a great video touching on all the points that really makes sense. It's about the audience changing and the adaptability and things that you need to go in to be successful on YouTube, which again, I'm not. Jessie Style, I love everything about you. She kind of went rambling, and that's where I'm going to be today as well. And that's why I love her personality so much, because she is not as structured as some of the polished and perfect YouTubers are that are out there. I like people who just kind of fly by the seat of their pants, because I sit down literally with the camera and just start talking, and I could be better, but this is my personality and how I am. And then finally, Romina Rose May. I'm going to talk about some of her topics as I go through my 3 points of what I really think is going on with luxury YouTube dying. But ultimately, I watched those few videos, and then as I was watching them, the suggestions started happening. And that's my biggest gripe right now with luxury YouTube, is not necessarily that it's dying. It's that I'm being fed the exact same people over and over and over again. People I'm already subscribed to. And how is that helpful to somebody like me as a small channel? So I watch a video by Caleb, and in my suggested recommended feed, it says another video by Caleb, maybe 2 or 3 in the row. And it's just like, well, that's funny. Why wouldn't it be suggesting to me people like Caleb? Maybe people Caleb is subscribed to, or similar videos on the topic that I watch. No, it's like the same videos. So I have subscribed to Autumn Beckman, Winnie BLV, all the, the usual people, Mix, all those. Everyone I'm subscribed to is across there. And the new videos are few and far between. But on this topic, interestingly enough, as I started to watch a couple, a new YouTuber came up, one I'd never seen before. I shouldn't say brand new, has around 600 subscribers. I had never heard of them. They'd been on YouTube. I went down the rabbit hole of their page. They've been on YouTube for a couple of years, probably about as long as I have been. And I'm like, how did I never ever come across you? We have similar content, we have similar taste, and they're in London, so that's one thing. Maybe we're on different continents, but I subscribe to Australian creators, British creators. I watch content from all over the world. So this person should have come up at some point in my feed. but it took this topic to happen. And I'll start, either I'll scroll at the end, all of the people that are brand new that I've literally just come across, which is amazing to me. And, or I'll put ats real quick and start popping them up around there. Like, I was just surprised. All of these people that have great content with very small channels that should have been thrown at me being a small channel. But you know who was being thrown at me? You know, Mel in Melbourne, Jerusha Couture. I'm already subscribed to those creators. I don't need to have the recommendations keep telling me go watch their content. I should be getting new content sent to me, or new creators, and maybe even little polls saying, hey, you know, do you like this? Now, maybe it's because I watch everything pretty much on YouTube on my Apple TV. I rarely use my phone because I only can really watch YouTube when I'm off of work. And when I'm off work, I like to be on either my couch or my bed and scrolling. So I've got the Apple TV and the Fire TV in my bedroom. So it's on one of those devices that I'm utilizing, which makes it difficult for me to interact with those content creators. So I rarely comment on creators' content. I do like, because that you can do with your remote, but as far as commentary goes, I'd have to open my phone and go in and actually make, you know, a comment for them. So that is my own issue and my own problem. So that brings me to my first point. So I have kind of three overarching points, the 3 C's. So my first point is collaborations. And I think that was the biggest thing that frustrated me about luxury YouTube was it seemed like the same players playing with other players, and it wasn't very friendly for the new folks to join in on the party. There's a group of YouTubers, I'm not gonna say what I call them, but a group of YouTubers who are all friends. They all collab constantly. They do gifts exchange together, and a few people have, you know, infiltrated that group. But I'm not a clout chaser. I know that is common, that you are supposed to collaborate. I think the whole algorithm is made to facilitate that. So you collaborate with somebody and you cross promote each other and you become bigger and bigger and bigger. Being the introverted person that I am, I have troubles with that. I don't want someone to think that I'm just there to use them for growing my channel or being whatever. And it's just really hard for me to infiltrate into those predefined cliques that are out there. And that's literally what I feel like that's out there. There's very few. Again, Caleb's one of them. Very nice person. Yoda Style is another one that at least replies back to you and is very, very sweet and welcoming, and that's very thoughtful. When I did a lot of fragrance reviews, there was a creator, Bougie Fragrance, her name's Dawn. She's no longer doing YouTube. She's mostly on TikTok and Instagram, but she reached out immediately and welcomed me, and, you know, really tried to help me be part of that community. But because I had a choice, that I was going to have very varied interests. Luxury to me is a very huge concept, and I'll get into that more on my last point. But so collaboration to me, and Romina kind of talked about this in her toxicity, that the luxury community is toxic video, on her points with this. And it basically, I feel a lot when I'm making content or putting things out there. I feel a lot like I did growing up in school. I'm 47 years old. I shouldn't feel like this anymore. But I feel like, you know, the 10-year-old who, you know, was overweight and bullied and didn't wear the right clothes, didn't have, you know, the right things, came from, you know, I wasn't like them. My mom didn't speak English. You know, I was different. I was, you know, the little Mexican girl. So you know, being a fat Hispanic girl in Oregon was not easy back in the 80s. So that's how old I am. I'm ancient, but that's how I feel now. It's like, oh, you are an obese, you know, late 40s now person trying to live in the influencer life. You have no right being here. And when I hear about the toxicity out there, and hearing that from a beautiful person like Romina, and a few other folks who, very much fit with the ideal and imagery of what luxury YouTube wants, that was very heartening to hear. I was very hopeful that there are still kind and decent people out there, but for the most part, there's not. There's a lot of people who are very rude and very hateful and will tell you, you are too ugly to be carrying a nice handbag. You're too ugly to be wearing that. You're too fat to be carrying that purse. You don't have a nice enough house. So I don't think that to be a luxury YouTuber, that's a requirement. Going back to Caleb, he made a post about, or a video about someone, giving him attitude for having a Kelly but living in an apartment. Like, how dare he? People live in apartments in New York that are millions of dollars or thousands of dollars a month for rent. It makes no difference. So it's just amazing to me how the toxicity and judgment that permeates this space. It reminds me of the beauty community that fell, the fall of the beauty community. I don't think the luxury YouTube community is going to succumb to that same thing, because that was literally the drama. So again, I don't chase clout. I don't want to glom onto someone else. But I do welcome collaboration. I welcome commentary. I don't do enough to play the YouTube game, ultimately. And that's every video asking you to please subscribe, hit the bell notification, comment down below. That's hard for me to do every time. And it seems like unless you do that at least twice in a video, I don't think YouTube is very friendly to creators that don't play the game. So it is what it is. My second C is the consistency thing. And I have mixed feelings about consistency. What really irritates me about the consistency thing is I hear people say to me that, you would get more subscribers, you would get more viewers if you were consistent, if you posted more. I can do a video a week, and it's going to be a video on my terms. So unfortunately, I know what is successful out there are certain types of video. My last point is going to be about content. But real quick, to finish up the consistency thing, I don't think it's as simple as, post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever your schedule might be. I think it really truly is about, connecting with your audience and posting things that they want to know about. I need to do better about finding content that people want to be a part of. So, for right now, let's go ahead and move into content, my last C. Right now, content for me is everything I am into or interested in. And that's very selfish of me, but it's kind of just where I am right now. I'm looking at luxury through my eyes and my life. And when I was on the other side of the camera and just viewing, I mostly searched YouTube as YouTube University, right? It was the educational and informational aspect of it. I'm not saying I didn't watch some unboxings here and there, but for the most part, I only came on here to really get information and find out about what I might want to purchase. Should I spend my money on that? I value my money and I want to make sure that I'm spending it in the best way possible for my situation. So there were some things that I'm like, well, I'm just going to make a video here and there about the things that I've bought. And then there was times where I was just like, oh, let me go ahead and do like tag videos or whatever's out there. And those didn't feel quite right for me. So I was having a hard time just finding my space in this world, so to speak. But one thing that I did notice, what was successful and what really garnered the views and made someone a hit in luxury YouTube was basically the, the hauls, the journey, the empteenth, 100th flat bag that you have. Here's my controversial thing. I don't give a about your goddamn Chanel flat bag. For being a luxury YouTuber, I've never really been that fond of them, quite frankly. And now with the price point that they're at, I don't even want them. Does that mean that you can't have one, that you shouldn't get one? Go for it. Have fun. Have 25. I don't care. But I'm not going to click on your video because I don't care about it. And just like someone might not care about my Fendi back there or my LV or any of the other things that I do, that's fine because you have the freedom of choice. Now, if you are a Chanel person through and through and that is your channel, own it. That is your content. Own it. It doesn't mean you need to do a $20,000 haul every week, but talk about the bag and why you're so passionate about it. Why does that flap mean so much to you and is so great? Not just because it's the latest and greatest or the color of the season, but what about it is just the best. And I'm not saying I can't appreciate their beauty. They're beautiful to certain people. They're not functional to me. They look horrible on a person of my size. I have come to grips with Chanel is not for fat people. And it may not be, you may be of a different mindset and you may be my size and may think it looks fabulous on you. Fantastic for you. Great for you. For me, it does not work for me. It looks horrible on me. Freaking chain gets stuck up in my hair. It irritates the crap out of me. I've tried the bags. I've actually made the effort to try to find something about the bag that I would love and want to buy. And no, I ended up buying a little wallet that I turned into a walk. And that was like, okay, good. Check. Chanel's done. Do not need anything more from Chanel. But there are people who, love Chanel. SuperDacob loves Chanel. Trying to think of who else is Jerusha loves Chanel. Great, wonderful, fabulous for them. And there's other people who are on the Hermes journey. Again, don't give a F. I appreciate a Birkin. Trust me. When it comes to a Birkin, back when Sex in the City, when Samantha tried to get that Birkin, I was there with that girl. I was just like, oh my God, I love that bag. One day I will have a Birkin. And it has slowly risen to probably never, although I'm thinking maybe for my 50th, they'll be like, price of a small used car, but, maybe I'll treat myself at that point. But I know that they're not attainable. They're not truly something I can have, but I still want one and I still find them interesting. Do I find the journey interesting? No. Do I find hauls interesting? No. When somebody unboxes their dream bag, their dream bag, not the one that they got this year for their quota. I'm talking about, oh my God, I've been waiting 5 years for the black with the, rose gold hardware, whatever the hell it is. It's like, I've been waiting for this bag. Those unboxings, love them because it's like, this is something I've wanted for so long. Now, when I see somebody for the empty time, oh, I was offered and I've got my, 15th Birkin. Again, the flex culture thing, the days of, Jeffrey with his wall of Birkins that he had, even he gave that crap up. He ended up selling them all and buying his ranch and living his best life. He still has a few of the Birkins, I know from watching a few of his videos, but for the most part, the excessive consumption of luxury, most of those YouTubers have stopped. And I think the worst part about the content thing is we all have that keeping up with the Joneses mentality. Like, I don't have the latest and greatest release. I don't have this. for me, it's like, I don't have the PAX wardrobe closet. I don't have the beautiful background with, you know, every single bag I own behind me, the whole wall of purses. While I have enough purses that I could probably make the wall if I wanted to, I started to like do that right here, and I was just like, I don't like having them all out. I started putting some away back in their dust bags, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that. So I've been kind of struggling even with, you know, my videos, like where to film. I'm like, I can film against my perfumes. I could film, you know, just here against my degrees. I could film against this, or right now I'm facing, you know, my closet back here, and it's just like the actual closet, the closet that belongs to the house, not the one I built. In my cloffice here that I'm at, I'm just having a kind of a crisis of what to do, because I want to be like everyone else. I want to be successful and be, you know, what luxury YouTubers do. It's like everyone has their little closet room. Everyone has their purses on display. Everyone has this, that, and the other. And I have never wanted to be like everyone else. I know I'm not like everyone else. I know I'm different and unique, and you know, that is who I am. I am a different person. Most of the time, I don't even bother putting on makeup. Like right now, there's nothing on my face, and I'm okay with that. But sometimes when you watch these videos, it's like, how dare somebody come on here with a naked face and their zits showing, and it's like, you didn't even bother to get dressed up for us. Like, but that's not how I would wear my purse. So if this is how I'm going to go out for the most part with my Fendi or my Louis Vuitton, why should I glam up to make a video? I think that's pretty sad. It's not life. My real life still allows me to go out and wear these items, even though I'm in, you know, middle of nowhere, Oregon, where nobody, there's like, we have like one Louis Vuitton boutique. Our Nordstrom is our Chanel. You know, we don't have a huge nightlife and luxury type of mentality in Oregon, but I like it, and I don't mind wearing it. I've worn my LV bags to the dog park with the dogs, and they're just bags to me. As much as I love them and I know how much they cost, they're my bags, and I'm going to use them. I don't consider them investments and all the rest of the crap that sorry, that's how I feel about it. If you're buying a $12,000 purse as an investment, that's a crapshoot. I mean, you may get your money back. You may get lucky, and it may go up in value. It seems like the Birkins are the only ones going up in value, but it's likely that it's not, and possibly could crash. So when I go out shopping for luxury, I'm looking for the thrill of the hunt and getting something at the best price possible. So all but I think 2 of my bags I've gotten pre-loved. And while I can appreciate brand new things, most of the things I buy new in boutique are the fragrances, my bandeaus. I bought some jewelry. More attainable or reasonable items are what I'm going to go ahead and fork over the dough for. But when it comes to, you know, certain bags, I'm just looking for the best value. And there are some where I'm just like, these price increases are not justifying spending that kind of money when I know it's like a used car. As soon as you walk off the lot, you know, it's gone down $500. Again, those people who believe their investments, if you want to play that game, more power to you. If you have that kind of extra cash lying around that you're going to just do it in purses, I own stock. I have enough of a heart attack and palpitations over the stock market. You know, I'd rather go there. At least it's somewhat more consistent. I'm playing with my, you know, 401k investments and mutual funds and all the things us old people talk about. I'm not going to take a chance on, putting $10,000, $20,000 on a handbag and seeing if I can sell it, down the road. It's not worth it to me. I want to enjoy the handbag. And I feel like whenever I buy a pre-loved item, which I've done a couple the last couple months here, if that item gets ruined, if the dog chews it up, I'm not going to cry a river because I spent a fraction of what they were full price. What I am really laughing about too is I just watched the latest LV runway show, and there were some Epi, like a Speedy and an Alma, that I'm like, that came out 20 years ago. You could get it used on the real world for like $400, and these are brand new, and then the new collection. Just like it again, everything's gonna be cyclical. Everything's gonna come back in style. The few and far between, unicorn bags that become investment pieces, it's just, it ultimately, it's what is the value to you, and what value does it have for you? And there's just a lot of things that I'm not willing to spend the money on, and there's a lot of things that I am willing to spend the money on. You may think I'm crazy to spend $300 on a House of Sillage or an LV fragrance. You may think that's just insane. I personally, if I love something, I will shell out whatever for that fragrance because it's worth it to me. Again, it's all subjective. It's what is worth it to us. And ultimately, what do you find worth watching on YouTube? And you have to just put the content out there, hope for the best, do your best. But again, it's not like you can control the people on the other end. They're going to do what they want to do. I got a phone call in the middle of my rant. I have no idea where I left off. So I'm going to end with the fact that this is not dead. As a topic, luxury is never dead. Luxury is what you make of it. And that's always been my common theme. It's in my intro. It's, luxury can be for me, overpriced coffee. It can be your fragrances. It could be, the makeup that you choose to wear, your hair care, and the bags. There's so much that encompasses luxury. And the fact that one might think that you have to have the house or certain types of bags only, or make certain kind of content, is just kind of a sad commentary on a community. And I still consider it a community, even though I'm on the fringe outskirts of the community. I participate in some chats, and I do think that this is a good space. I just wish that it was friendlier to people who want to contribute to the space. So with that, if you want to hear me talk about stuff like this, leave a comment. Let me know. Hey, you actually can talk, so do it. Or tell me what you want to see me do. Do you want me to do follow-ups on my bags? Do you want me to do more vlogs? I have very varied content, and that is my choice, and it's not for everybody, and that's okay. You might just come here and have a quick look-see around and go on your way, and that's okay too. I'm happy to have anyone who comes along to have a little chat. So take care. We'll see you around.